Okay, so a very good evening to each one of you present here. I hope my voice is audible to everyone. We have approximately 100 people here. If my voice is audible, just type a yes in the chat box. We have 40 people on the YouTube, and here we have crossed, I mean, 100 people is the limit, so 100 here. So just type a yes in the chat box on YouTube as well, on Google Meet as well, everyone. Okay, so till the time other people are joining, let's have a little bit of interaction. Maintain the same enthusiasm as you're maintaining right now by answering as soon as possible. For the Google Meet people who are asking for the YouTube link, we have posted the YouTube link here on the chat box. Though we have posted on the groups itself, so people are joining. Yes. Those who are just joining on YouTube or on Google Meet, just type yes if my voice is audible. Okay, so who knows about the topic that we are going to cover today? Those who know about the topic that we are going to cover today, just type in the chat box if you know. Ethical hacking is the branch itself, right? We do the webinars on the same. So, what subtopic we are going to do today? Yes, we are going to do live Windows hacking, creation of rats, introduction to hacking, and much more. Metasploit framework also we are gonna do. Till the time people on YouTube are joining, just type in the state or the city you belong to. Let's see what kind of crowd we are having today. More northern, central, or southern India. Okay, we have 82 people now on YouTube. Let's type in the chat box the city or the state you belong to. Okay, we have people from Ahmedabad, Maharashtra, North, Ahmednagar. Okay, Punjab, Assam also, Lucknow, Meerut, Maharashtra, Hyderabad, Delhi, YouTube, Ranchi, Maharashtra, Pune, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Rajasthan, Haryana, Pune, Aurangabad, Sriharikota. Great, everyone. Great. Kolkata, Kerala, Ahmedabad, Chandigarh, Chhattisgarh. No, it won't be recorded, but on YouTube it will be there for 12 to next 12 to 15 hours. So अगर किसी का genuine reason है live में ही आपको मजा आएगा वैसे तो because जो आपके doubts है वो आप साथ साथ पूछ पाओगे. गुजरात, Delhi, Ratnagiri, Mumbai. 98 people on YouTube, okay, and 100 on here. Can we have 100 on YouTube as well? Two more people, yeah? Let me put in the WhatsApp. I'm from Delhi. I'm from Delhi itself. Okay, so it's 6:05 and next 1 minute. In the next 1 minute, we are going to start. So, who is attending for the very first time? Any of the webinar by HackersVilla, who is attending for the very first time? Just type me in the chat box. We are just starting. We are just starting. Let's see. Do you have to go to the beginner level, or for that? Aditya Bhagal wants shout out. Okay, beginner. Everyone just type me if you are a beginner. Hi, Anurag. Just type me if you are a beginner. If you are intermediate, type I. If you are a pro, type P. Hi, Shubham Jha. Okay, we have one or two pro. Okay, so let's start with the session. Let me introduce you to the mentor for today. He is none other than Sanchay Singh, who is one of the finest and the most favorite mentor. आज का सेशन आप अटेंड करोगे तो आपको भी शायद फेवरेट लगने लग जाए. He has done, I mean, he is having an experience of approximately 6 to 7 years into the field of ethical hacking and cybersecurity, and along with that, he has worked with the top ethical hackers of India and has worked with top companies like Upgrad, etc. So yes, we are going to start the session, and also just type your doubts in the chat box. He is very helpful by nature, and in the next 1 or 2 minutes you will get your answers from him, whether practically or by whatever he wants to say. So उस हिसाब से आपको आंसर भी मिल जाएंगे. So just अपने chat box में type कर लेना. So we have crossed more than 207 people and we are starting. So over to the mentor. All the best, everyone.
Okay, a very good evening to one and all present over here. I guess my voice is audible to everybody. We have around 112 people and increasing on YouTube and 100 people on Meet. That's good. And I really know that thing that people who are here currently, we have 200 plus people currently listening to us, and till by the end of the webinar we would be only having 50% or the 70% people left, because the people who are serious into ethical hacking will be staying till the end. That is guaranteed, obviously. So people who will be staying till the end, there is a very good feast for you people. There is a very good thing that we are having, that we are just doing this month only for you people who are serious, who are damn serious about this ethical hacking thing, and who really wants to take this to a level upwards in your life, right? So I guess my voice is audible, I guess. Yeah. Okay, sir, I have a question. Okay, yes, you can ask in the chat box. I am just seeing all the questions on YouTube currently and all the questions on Google Meet. So anybody, if having any doubt, please do ask in the chats directly, right? So before we start with the webinar, before we start with the session, before we start with all the things, right, let me just also tell you that you all people should have joined our channel, right? Discord channel, not YouTube channel. I'm talking about the Discord channel. If you haven't, I am sending the link currently directly on the okay, sending the link directly here, right? So you can just join the Discord channel, and when joined you can just type in yes sir joined, right? So that we could take the session further. Why I'm asking you to join the Discord channel, because obviously we have some media, some things that are only available on Discord. We have VM workstation, we have different articles on Discord, and here on the screen YouTube guys can see. Let me just present the screen on Google Meet as well. uh, right, okay, so the screen is visible, and yes, you can see here is our Discord channel. And if you guys need any kind of information on Discord, right? Any kind of information regarding when we are having the meets, right? So you can just go into this events tab currently, and you can see that this is the session that is happening currently, right? The system hacking one. And obviously for tomorrow we are having a very interesting session coming up, right? Although we planned for a session of bug bounty hunting, right? But we'll be having a session not on bug bounty hunting. And let me just quickly edit this event, right? We won't be having the session for bug bounty hunting. We'll be having a session on social media hacking tomorrow, right? So I know that most of the people, want to know that how social media is hacked, how all these things is hacked, and how the things work. So I have just modified the event. Tomorrow we are having a webinar on social media hacking. The Google Meet link will remain the same. We'll be posting the YouTube link directly onto your groups, right? So you can just check out there, right? So just join the Discord channel so that you could also get the link, you could get the pop-up, right? And obviously we are also posting some write-ups, some resources that you particularly need. These all are the write-ups, and obviously we are posting resources, right? And then with the resources, we are already posting here the things that you will be needing in hacking, right? So obviously all the resources, all Linux and Kali Linux, Parrot Linux, right? And obviously A to Z Linux command list. Then there are some very good tools here. The VMware Workstation Pro, Maltego Pro, Burp Suite का link जो है expire हो चुका है, will be uploading soon, right? So you can just see that we are just posting everything here, and you can just directly go onto a Discord channel, directly go onto a Discord server, and get all the things just directly at one place, right? Please once again send link. Okay, so let me send the link again directly from here. So invite, and let me just copy it, and here is the link, right? So you'll be getting everything directly, and I am unable to join in Discord. You can just use this link directly. Okay, who was it? Ahmed Taha Hussain, right? You can directly just get this link, and you can directly get the Discord channel, right? Many people are joining. We are currently about to touch our 1000 the 1000 community members on Discord, and let's see that if we can hit this mark by tonight. Okay, so with this note, let's start with the webinar, and let's start with today's topic, that is system hacking. So I know that everybody present over here must be interested to know that what is system hacking, किस तरीके से करी जाती है, and how I'll be able to hack live Windows currently, right? So that is kind of a thing that everybody wants to see. There are many webinars that I have visited into. I won't be taking the names. There are many webinars taken by some top mentors, but the thing that I have taken, that they stick to a presentation and they won't be showing you how it's done. Although there are many channels on YouTube that could be explaining, but that doesn't explain you in the way, right, where you could understand the things, right? So what we have done, we have put forward this series, this hack and slash series, where you can get everything directly and free of cost, so that you people could get some knowledge about what is this field and how you can just go into all these things, right? Is it illegal to hack? Obviously it is illegal to hack, but the perspective that how you are hacking and what you are hacking, right, that depends, that you are into purple team or red team or blue team, or that we said earlier in the time, a white hacker or a black hat hacker, or what we say, a gray hat hacker, right? So right now they are called as red team and blue team. Red team is offensive, blue team is defensive, and there's a purple team in between, where the people who are offensive and defensive both. So it's kind of a triangle, right, basically, and there are different intersections, and we have a post on Instagram regarding the same, where you can just check out that what is how many types of hacking are there. But telling very very frankly that these kind of things does not, if I just tell you that okay, that these things just exist, and obviously these things are very very no, boring things, but obviously you should know that what are the things that are currently going on. Let me open the profile very quickly. Okay, so here we have a post regarding this thing, so you can just check out here, right? That how there are teams that are distinguished. So there is a black hat hacker, there is a gray hat, white hat, and there is a script kiddie, right? Now people say that this is a red hat, the gray hat and the white hat thing, and the area between that is called red team basically, and the area between this particular thing is called blue team basically, and there are some crackers and hacktivists as well, right? So these are kind of categories, but talking frankly, there is no category in hacking, right? Give the Instagram link, it's hackersvilla.xyz everywhere, like just go on to LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, कहीं भी आप जाओ, आपको सिर्फ वहाँ पे @hackersvilla.xyz लिखना है, आपको पेज मिल जाएगा, right? So that is a page currently. So basically what basically we are going to do today will be just learning how system hacking is being done, right? So let me ask one question to you guys, right? How many of you people have tried to download a crack software once in your life? How many of you have once tried to download a crack software? ओके काफ़ी सारे लोगों ने क्रैक सॉफ्टवेयर हैक करने का ट्राई किया है, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली इट्स रियली काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग वेयर पीपल थिंक्स येस आई एम डाउनलोडिंग सम सॉफ्टवेयर एंड ऑब्वियसली यू डोंट वांट टू पे, राइट? सो उस केस में क्या होता है, उस केस में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, उस केस में हम लोग क्रैक ढूंढते हैं. एंड लेट्स से दैट इफ यू आर डाउनलोडिंग सम क्रैक, राइट, लेट्स से दैट यू आर डाउनलोडिंग सम ऑफ द क्रैक फॉर एडोब फोटोशॉप. Okay, so Pratik Mishra have not found any crack in his life yet, no issues, right? So let's go ahead and let's say we are finding a crack for Photoshop. So हम Google पे टाइप क्या करेंगे, Photoshop crack download, and that is a very basic thing to type, right? So Photoshop crack download, and I have just typed in here, right? And here we can see that Photoshop crack download के कुछ links मेरे को यहाँ visible है, and obviously all these links are the links that are having the crack files currently, right? And I can open any kind of link, but there is a pro tip that if you want to download any kind of crack, right, the links could be malicious, right? What you can do, you can just type in 94 FBR, which would give you some of the good links or some of the genuine crack links, right? So let's open this activation keys wali website and let's see what we get here. So here you can see that this is kind of a crack download page, and this crack download page is something which is okay, it is cool, it is looking fine, it is having all kind of information, but the point here is that okay, so the point here is that the content is logged, right? And the people who download crack knows that the download must be somewhere here, right? Not in any kind of other link, right? But people who are coming very new to these kind of websites would be just going on with this download crack button, राइट. सो अगर यहाँ पे डाउनलोड क्रैक बटन में हम जाएँ और यहाँ पे हम देखें कि हमें यहाँ पे कॉपी फाइलिंग का एक ऑप्शन मिलेगा. इफ यू जस्ट कॉपी इट एंड दे हैव शोन दैट टू पेस्ट इट ऑन द न्यू टैब एंड यू कैन गेट द things directly here, right? So I can just download this thing, right? So इस फाइल को मैं सेव कर सकता हूँ और सेव करके if I open it, you can see that the file is currently password protected, right? The exe that is here currently is password protected, and नीचे यहाँ पर password लिखा हुआ है 1234, right? If they have to give the password as well, if they have to lock the exe as well, मतलब I don't get this scenario that they have locked this exe as well and they have also zipped it and they have applied a password to it, right? Any answers कि ऐसा क्यों किया गया है, why this is done? Okay, so some kind of penguin on YouTube said आपके कोर्स का क्रैक्ड वर्जन है क्या? अगर हमारे कोर्स का क्रैक्ड वर्जन चाहिए, obviously you can go on and try to crack it, right? Maybe to avoid virus detector, yes, obviously to detect the viruses and to, because obviously जितने भी antiviruses हैं, antiviruses really don't scan these kind of files which are zipped and have password, right? So that's why what they have done, they have just given this particular file, and after giving this particular file, no antivirus would scan it. Obviously the strongest antivirus of all time, that I can say that with my experience I can say, yeah, people do troll Windows, and I don't know why people troll Windows antivirus or Defender, because Defender is the strongest antivirus that even found a virus in Quick Heal antivirus. Can you imagine that thing, right? So basically, Windows Defender is something good, right? And Windows Defender is really strong into these kind of attacks, right? So when we are doing these things, let's just open this particular thing and let's see what we can get, right? So I won't be just directly clicking on it, but I can just directly tell you that if I just move it here, right? Let me move it to my desktop. Let's see what happens. So it would ask me for password, and the password is 1234. Okay, so here is the file, right? Now at some point of time, जब तक ये file यहाँ पड़ी रहेगी, my defender would automatically scan and delete it. I won't be able to directly go ahead and click on it or just run it, right? So basically that is a thing, and that is a good thing, because obviously I really don't want it to open directly and do something wrong with me, right? Because this is something file that would send a reverse connection directly to the hacker, right? And the hacker could get all the information that I just need. So I won't be just opening it right now, and I won't be just going on with this, right? So we are here to see that how to create these kind of viruses, or how to create these kind of exe files or some pdf files that people could only directly just open those pdf, and you can hack those people, right? So that is the thing. Okay, so unknown hacker have posted a very long query. You can just I am not reading it currently because obviously it is on some other thing, some Android payload. So you can share this query with me personally, right? I'll be seeing it there, right? So let's go ahead with the same thing, and let's go over and open our virtual machine, right? So should we download these files? No, Rishabh, you should not download these kind of files. You can download crack files, but just download the crack files that are that you think that, yeah, this is kind of a good file, right? Just don't click on any of the download link, right? Just don't click on any these floating download links, right? Crack websites and crack links often have a link that is down below, and that is a very small download now, very simple download now button here, right? All the fancy download now buttons or animated buttons are not the real links, right? So that is a thing. Okay, so Dipankar said, so all antiviruses are so poor in defending. Yes, obviously antiviruses are poor in defending, right? So ये कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं. अगर कोई malicious app download किया and after some time delete, so virus remain. Yes, virus could remain on your device. Virus could escalate the process from what it started turning to a Windows process, right? A system administrator process. So it could remain on your system as well. अगर आप उसको चाहे delete भी कर दो बाद में, ठीक है? So let's say there are some other doubts. What's the use of crack file? Crack file are basically used to get the paid access, right, for some softwares. डाउनलोड करके डिलीट करने से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, राइट? अगर आप उसको इंस्टॉल कर लेते हो तो बहुत दिक्कत है, right? Should we keep any antivirus cap? If you are having Windows 10, don't keep any antivirus. Just use your Windows Defender. It's the strongest thing that is available right now. Okay, so let's jump right to our virtual machine. Okay, so what is this VMware player that I am currently having? What is this thing, right? And I'll be just opening Kali Linux here. Now what is Kali Linux? What is these kind of things? So you know that there are some operating systems. We know that there is Windows, we know that there is Android, we know that there is Mac operating system, and every operating system have different versions, right? Yesterday people जो लोग कल के बाद आज दोबारा आए हैं, they know that what is an operating system, because yesterday we had a session on Kali and Parrot Linux, right? We had a session from starting, right, कि क्या क्या कैसे कैसे होता है. So obviously let's say that भी हमारे पास एक operating system है Kali Linux. Now this particular operating system is built to go for ethical hacking and cybersecurity, right? It have more than 600 tools for ethical hacking and cybersecurity. So we can use this Kali Linux. Now if you want to use Kali Linux, you can download Kali Linux. Links are in the Discord channel, again in the resources section. What I have to do, I'll be just clicking on this Kali Linux. I have already installed this. I'll be just powering on the machine, right? So powering on the machine will power on my Kali Linux. It's booting currently, right? And basically what is this VMware player जिसके अंदर मैं ये play कर रहा हूँ? Basically there are many of the, as you also know that there are many प्लेयर्स ऑन आर एंड्रॉयड फोन, राइट? अगर आपको कोई वीडियो प्ले करनी है, कोई ऑडियो प्ले करनी है, देर आर मेनी प्लेयर्स एंड मेनी अदर थिंग्स अवेलेबल. देर इज VLC मीडिया प्लेयर, देर इज MX वीडियो प्लेयर, देर आर नेटिव प्लेयर्स, राइट? So that's in the same analogy we have this VM basically virtual machine player, which plays different operating system virtually into my host operating system, right? So currently I am playing Kali Linux directly in my Windows 10, and there is no harm doing that thing. So here is a login screen. Let me just log in with my ID and password. So here is my ID password, and I have login, and it would show me a very fairly good desktop machine, right? The desktop that I get on Windows or any other computer, I get a desktop here as well. So let's take some question. Does an antivirus gives a virus after its subscription over? No, it does not. I accidentally disabled Windows. Okay, so I accidentally disabled Windows antivirus and now it's not turning on. You have to delete or disable any other antivirus if you are having Rishabh, then you'll be able to use your Defender. How can we detect any file has virus with some software? You can use any kind of antivirus to scan it directly, right, Deepankar? ओके सर, क्रैक एंटीवायरस यूज़ करना इज गुड और बैड? इट्स रियली बैड. वो बहुत सारे वायरसेस ला सकते हैं अगर आप कोई क्रैक एंटीवायरस यूज़ कर रहे हो, राइट? सो डोंट वरी, आई डाउनलोडेड माई फर्स्ट क्रैक गेम एट द एज ऑफ 5, नो इशूज़. कैन वी चेक अ लिंक बिफोर ओपनिंग इन दैट वेदर? वायरस टोटल एक वेबसाइट है, वहाँ पर जाकर आप लिंक्स चेक कर सकते हो अगर आपको देखनी है कि वो सेफ़ है या नहीं. ओके तो सर, एडोब को क्रैक सॉफ्टवेयर यूज़ करें या पैसे से खरीदे? एडोब के लिए बहुत सारे मिल जाते हैं. एडोब की लिंक्स आर जनरली अवेलेबल ऑन मेनी ऑफ द लिंक्स, सो यू कैन गेट द क्रैक फाइल्स हियर, राइट? जेन्युइन क्रैक्स मिल जाते हैं, या फिर बेस्ट ऑप्शन इज टू गो फॉर टॉरेंट. इफ़ यू वांट टू डाउनलोड क्रैक, जस्ट गो फॉर टॉरेंट एंड टॉरेंट से डाउनलोड करो, राइट? इज देयर अ वे टू completely delete a virus from our Windows system? Just reinstall your Windows or just scan it with Windows Defender, let it full scan, let it run for 2-3 hours, and then just go with that particular thing, right? वायरस कैसे बनाते हैं वही देखने वाले हैं हम, राइट? ओके सो let's see what are the specification using for every machine in VMware, how much RAM to use. So you have to you can use basically 4 GB of RAM is good to give your VM. Obviously, to give 4 GB of RAM to a VM machine, you need to have minimum 8 GB of RAM in your host machine. So in your Windows 10, you must be able to have around 8 GB of RAM minimum to install Kali Linux, right? Or to make it run smoothly. It would run in 4 GB as well, but तब आपको काली को 2 GB RAM देनी पड़ेगी. So maybe possible that it won't work that much smooth, right? Could you please take the doubts later? Yes, Manikrत, हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, right? Okay, so let's move forward, and this is a Linux machine that I'm currently having. Let's press the start button here, and we can see the applications, right? And you can see that we are having information gathering session, vulnerability analysis sessions, web application analysis session, database assessment tools that are basically for bug bounty purposes, right? Then we got these password attacks, right? Then we got these kind of wireless attacks as well, where we which are helpful to crack the Wi-Fi devices. Then we got reverse engineering attacks, right? Exploitation tools, sniffing and spoofing, post exploitation tools. So there are different tools. Maybe possible कि समझ में ना भी आ रहे हो, but obviously just understand the concept, because these all the topics are into system hacking, right? जितने भी हमारे पास reverse engineering है, wireless attack हम करते हैं, या all kind of password attacks that we do basically to hack into the passwords or to crack the hashes or crack the passwords encryption, basically, that are all these kind of tools are used. And the famous tool is Medusa and John the Ripper. Hashcat is also used to analyze the type of hash it is, right? Then in web application tool, Burpsuit is the very famous tool here, which is used for website hacking and all, right? Then we have this exploitation tools, and we have this Metasploit framework by which we'll be just generating these kind of attacks जिनके बारे में हमने अभी बात करी है, right? So let me just launch Metasploit framework currently, and let me just open it my Q terminal, right? So this is my terminal here, and in this particular terminal that is currently launched, in this particular terminal we'll be doing all kind of stuff, right? We will be typing some commands, and we'll be using those Linux commands basically, right? If you don't know what is Linux, obviously, and if you don't know what is this terminal, and if you want to know, we have some sessions of that as well, but it would happen in next month in February, right? Obviously. So forward and let's see what is there basically in this particular thing. So we will be using this MSF console, right? So हम क्या use करने वाले हैं? हम use करने वाले हैं MSF console for all these kind of things, right? For example, I'm using MSF console here. Let me just open MSF console, and this is the tool that I'll be using to create such kind of exe files which would give me the access to any kind of person's computer, right? So we'll be going line by line with the command, what command I'll be using and how it's working, so you understand it really better how it is done and how it is used, right? So just press enter here and it would ask me for the password. Let me give it, and MSF console will be now launched, right? So till the time it is launching, let's take some doubts. What are specification using for every machine in VMware? Okay, so we already answered these questions. Let me go down. There are so many chit chat going on in the chats. If you're having any valid question, please do tag on YouTube, right? HackersVilla cybersecurity को आप tag कर दो, so that I may know that it is a very valid question, right? But सब लोग मत करना, valid question हो तभी करना, right? Just don't talk with the tags, right? Okay, so how to download Kali Linux on Mac OS? Anurag, you can just go on to Kali's download page and वहाँ पे Mac का जो है listed है option, right? So here we can see our Metasploit framework has been launched, and you can see this is kind of a banner for my Metasploit framework. You didn't say the magic word, permission denied, and basically it's kind of a banner they are giving that what they are currently doing. And then you can see we are having Metasploit version 6 currently, and that is the latest and the updated version. Then we are having 2151 exploits, and we are having 592 payloads supported by this version of Metasploit framework, right? So this Metasploit framework is basically the tool that creates these kind of payloads or these kind of exploits. Being a beginner, I don't know what is an exploit and what is a payload. What is the difference between those, right? So let's say that exploit is a gun and the bullet of the gun is that payload, right? So इस तरीके से हम exploit और payload को समझ सकते हैं. If I'm talking that what is kind of exploit, right? एक analogy अगर इसकी मैं दूँ that, for example, if there is a theft going on, if there is a burglary going on, right? The thief who is entering into the house, the way he is entering into the house, is he taking staircase? Is he taking any other tool? Is he using his lock picker to lock pick skills to just pick the lock and obviously go inside the house? The way he is coming inside the house is the exploit, right? And he would be having a bag besides him to take all the things, to take all the essential things which he want to steal, right? So that bag particularly is the payload. The more bigger his bag would be, the more possibilities he would be having to steal my essentials or steal my cash or anything that I'm having in my house. So that is kind of a payload, right? The way, the application, the thing that would let me inside any kind of person's computer is called an exploit. And after exploiting, what are the possibilities? I could get the webcam access. I could play any kind of video file, audio file. I could download any kind of thing onto that particular PC. I could encrypt the machine. I could decrypt the machine. I could get the files. I could, add many other things in that particular, machine. All these possibilities that I'm currently having are done through my payload, right? So you have to have a very good payload, the excellent payload, right, which give you the maximum possibility after exploiting the machine, right? So we'll be using Metasploit for that. That is called as Metasploit. Basically, Metasploit is the payload that comes built in with Metasploit framework, and it's the best payload one could have, right? So this is the thing. Okay, so Pratik have asked, does an antivirus gives you a virus after subscription over? No, it does not. Okay, so let me just clear this and let me just show you a command, right, which is used for creating the exe files. So how many of you have seen Venom movie? कितने लोगों ने Venom movie देखी है, right? Venom Let There Be Carnage or Venom 1, right? So I guess Venom is the movie that everybody must have seen. Trailer only, sad. So I guess Venom is a movie that everybody have seen, right? Or most of the people have seen, because Venom. Okay, what was Venom? Venom was kind of a symbiote, right? And it lived on Eddie Brock's body, be it in Spider-Man 3 or be it in Venom movie, right? It lives on Eddie Brock's body, and it is kind of a symbiote that comes from any other planet, and obviously it needs a host to survive, right? So what we'll be using the tool called as MSF Venom. Right now, why it is named as Venom? Because we'll be creating an exe file or a apk file that would survive on a PC or a host PC, and obviously give all of its data back to me. That's why we are using this Venom tool currently, and this MSF Venom is having the many options to create a payload, right? So to create a payload, we need to just specify a dash p option. Why we have specified this dash p? Because we want to have a payload built, right? So payload बनाने के लिए हम यहाँ पे dash p लगाते हैं, and then we have to specify what payload we are currently using. So let's say that अब हम क्या करने वाले हैं, अब हम एक payload generate करने वाले हैं. So what we want to hack Windows 7. Let's say that we are hacking a Windows, and we want to hack a Windows that is 64-bit version, right? So we'll be just taking Windows here. Okay, so we have typed in Windows, and then we have to type the version, 64-bit version, 64-bit architecture or 32-bit architecture, right? So let's say we will be using 64-bit, so हम यहाँ पे लिखते हैं x64, right? So x64 is a thing that we'll be just taking because we want to hack a 64-bit Windows. Otherwise, if you want to go for 32-bit, you can just leave it blank, and it doesn't take any kind of thing, right? So हम यहाँ x64 ले लेते हैं वो और यहाँ पे लिख लेते हैं, right, कि we want to hack into x64, and then we have to specify, right, we have to specify that what is the name of payload that we would be using. So we would be using this Metasploit payload that I already told you about, that the best payload that comes with my Metasploit framework. And then we have to specify the connection, right? So what kind of connection do we need? To explain that thing, let's just have some drawing over here, right? So let's say that हम क्या ले सकते हैं, इसको हम delete कर देते हैं. Okay, इसको इधर ले जाते हैं, and let's just seal it like this. For example, I am having a hacking machine here, right? So this is my hacking machine, and I'm writing H for it. Then let's say that I'm hacking a machine that is my victim. So this is my victim running on Windows. So this is my victim, this is my hacking machine, and now I want to hack into my hacking machine, right? So if I want to hack into my hacking machine, right, you can just see that if I'm just going if I'm just hacking into it, let's say I'm creating an exe file. This is a exe file that is not a very good exe file. This is a malicious exe file, and now this malicious exe file is being sent over to my victim's PC. So my victim will receive this exe file, and obviously victim will be having this exe file. Now victim will be running this exe file. Obviously when victim runs this exe file, we get the access to victim, right? We will be start getting this access to victim. So we need this reverse connection, right? Because we need that reverse specification, right? Because we want the data back, right? So we'll be needing this reverse connection, and we'll be needing this reverse thing, right? So obviously the connection should be a reverse connection because the hacker wants the connection back, right? And then obviously what kind of connection we want? We want this connection as a reverse TCP connection, right? Why this TCP connection? Obviously because we want to have TCP control, right? TCP is the thing by which our whole internet works, right? So we'll be having this TCP connection currently. Okay, so reverse TCP connection, I guess everybody must have understood why we need this reverse TCP, because reverse का मतलब we want a reverse एक उल्टा connection directly from victim to hacker, and obviously a TCP. Why? Because TCP is a thing that gives me the access, a very strong connection to the protocol, basically the legitimate, the genuine protocol that all the internet use currently, right? This TCP, right? So we'll be having this reverse TCP connection written over here. Let's just write it. Okay, so let's write reverse TCP. So this is the command. Now what we need to do, we need this IP address as well, right? We need our IP address. Why our IP address? Because we have to specify in the exe that this is the IP address where you have to go, right? This is the IP address, the IP address of this particular machine, because this exe should be knowing that I have to make a reverse connection, but to where, right? So obviously we have to give one L host. Now what is this L host? L host is local host, or basically my or hacker's IP address. So we need to give my IP address as well. Then I need to give it a format. ये जो exe file मैं बना रहा हूँ यार, इसका जो format है, that would be a exe, right? Because in Windows you can also have a BAT file, you can also have a MSI file, right? So you can have any kind of installer file, but we'll be using this exe file. Although you can also use this MSI file, because this is Microsoft installer and this file is having system access, right? तो यहाँ पे directly हमें admin का access मिलता है अगर हम इस तरीके से बनाते हैं, but we'll be currently using exe, right, to ignore complications. Okay, so हम exe file यहाँ पे format बनाएंगे, then we have to give it the output that where I want to store it, or with what name I want to store it, right? So these are the more specifications that we have to give to our payload currently, और ये specification देते हैं, and let's just move forward. Right, so we have to give it L host. So L host would be 192.168.1.3, or let me just see what is my IP address currently. So I am currently giving it an IP address जो local में काम करता है, that is my local IP address. I am not giving it my WAN IP address, or the direct IP address, right, or the basically public IP address, because obviously for public, giving the public IP address or to hack anyone's Windows directly, you need to have port forwarding on, और port forwarding बहुत आराम से on हो जाती है, और you could use some ngrok tool जो port forward कर देते हैं, right? So port forwarding is a concept in which we won't be going, otherwise it would be very complex for the people who are very new to these things. So we'll be just going on with this, right? So अभी हम यहाँ पे 192.168.1.6 is our IP address. Let me correct it there. So it's 192.168.1.6, and then we will be needing the format. So let's give it -f to give it format, and I want to give exe as the format, and obviously then O for output. Let me just store the file to my desktop, right? So let's store the file as virus.exe, right? So we'll be creating this particular file, और हमने यहाँ पर दे दिया, and let's press enter, right? Pressing enter would start executing this particular command, and it would execute this command and give me the access. Okay, so you can see saved as home kali desktop virus.exe. The payload has been made, the payload has been created, right? And if I go over to desktop, this is my virus.exe currently having root permissions, because we used sudo, right? So we have this virus.exe made, and obviously we could just go ahead and unzip this particular exe, and we can have an ICO file for giving it an icon, and obviously we can have some more things with that exe so that it could look a very genuine exe file, right? So that's how I create some exe files, and that's how I create some of these kind of files, right? That's how easy it is. Okay, so let's move forward and let's see what we can do more, right? So any doubt regarding this thing, any doubt regarding this particular command, right? If you could understood this, and if you have understood this command, we can move forward with creation, or right, hacking a Windows machine without creating any exe file, right? So any doubts, please ask. If no doubts, please type in no. How can a person know that his device is the device that is being hacked? Okay, so if your device is hacked, obviously you have to check out your firewall. You have to check out your connections, that where your internet is going. The most possible thing that you can do is just go to your Windows machine, right? And going back to your Windows machine, just check out what you are doing currently, right? So let's say, let me open here. Let me go to desktop, or open Firefox basically, right? So if I go here, right, and I can just go, let's say that I'm going to fast.com. So you can see that when I'll be checking my internet speed, obviously what I would be doing, I would be going over to my task manager as well, right? So going over to my task manager, you can see all the performance items, right? For example, you can see currently Discord is taking my CPU, and also my Chrome is taking CPU because Google Meet is working here, and Firefox is taking this thing. And also you can see that fast.com is working, and the speed is currently shown here, that is 47 to 50 mbps currently. So you can see the speed is shown here currently, right? And you can see if the speed is here and if everything is going here, you have to check out that where your internet is currently going, right? So you have to check all these things, where your internet is going and how your internet is currently working, so that you can see what is the thing that is happening. Now currently it's 0.1 mbps, that is fairly good. Now OBS studio is having 2.8 mbps, that is working on the YouTube stream currently, right? So you can see that none of the apps are there which are working directly, right? If I want to filter it through network, I can filter it through this. You can, if you see any malicious app or any kind of unknown app that is working, right, and that is just taking your internet or taking your CPU, just disable it or just delete it, right? For example, I can see this is WS and some application which I don't know about, and if I just open it, you can see this is a deployment service API. That means this is kind of a Windows application. Okay, although I can just also go over here and go to file location and let I can see that where this is. So you can see that this is currently in system 32, so obviously it is kind of a Windows process, right? So that's how you can check out. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, how can we change our IP addresses? So you can just spoof your IP addresses. There are some very there are very small spoofing apps available directly on your Linux, right? While downloading Kali Linux, there are many options to download which one we need to install, totally depending on you how you need to install it. Okay, so let's start with, if I have any kind of friend or any kind of person whom I hack and whom I want to hack, and that person is a very smart person, so I cannot send an exe file, right? Or I cannot send any kind of PDF file or any kind of APK file to hack into their system, because obviously he is kind of smart person. He won't be installing the exe, or he won't be going to open a PDF. Let's say all the PDF can be opened by people very easily, right? But let's say that he won't be opening my PDF. Let's see what we can do. So we have to just hack the person without creating this exe directly, right? And how do I do that? For doing that, I need to go through this Metasploit, and obviously I need to have one exploit ready, right? And that exploit basically works when we are having the IP address of our victim. Currently, what was that? Currently we were giving it my IP address, because if I want a reverse connection, there should be my IP address as well. But currently I am hacking the person without any exe file, so I need to give my so I need to have his IP address or her IP address if I want to, right? How many virtual machines can be run in 8 GB RAM device? It could be around about 2 to 3 virtual machines at a time, right? So let's move forward and let's see how we can do it. So let me just clear the clutter, and we need to have one exploit, right? So हम कौन सा exploit use करेंगे? उसके लिए हम use करने वाले हैं उसके लिए एक exploit that works on port number 445, right? So let's first of all open our Windows, right? जल्दी से हम यहाँ पे अपना Windows 7 open कर लेते हैं. So it will be booting in a while. Start Windows normally. Till the time it's booting, let's take some questions. I like coding. Also, I'm interested in ethical hacking, but I'm confused. That should I go towards development or ethical hacking? Go with development a bit, and then start going with ethical hacking together, right? Just do the two things alongside, right? So that it won't affect your development part as well, right? Just have a little bit of development thing and then a little bit of hacking thing, because the more you will be into development, the more you will be able to get into bug bounty, right? So let's open this. 1234 must be the password, I guess. Yeah, so password is 1234 currently, and I have opened my Windows 7 machine. Obviously, why I have taken this Windows 7 machine? Because Windows 7 or Windows XP or Windows 8 are the windows that are available, that are available at every point of time when you go outside of your home, right? Even if you are using Windows 10 and you are saying that, sir, no, people are using Windows 10 in their homes, obviously I can guarantee you. But if you go outside, all the ATMs, all the machines that works on, in any kind of mall or a Burger King or any kind of shop, or McD or any kind of all these outlets, right? All the payment machines they are working on, all the ATM machines, all kind of display that you go over in your railway stations or airports or DMRC. Every machine is currently using Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista, right? So because those machines could really adapt with the possibilities or adapt with the situation what they want to do, right? But in personal use, people do use Windows 10. That's good, right? Because Windows 10, if you are using any kind of third party antivirus, it won't be it won't be just making your firewall to be up. It would disable your by default firewall, and if you disable your by default firewall, your port number 445 will get open in the machine, in your machine currently. And if port number 445 is open, and if any hacker could get your IP address by any means, he could hack you, right? But if you are having Defender open, right, people could not hack you, right? Because Defender basically have firewall. So firewall basically blocks all kind of connection, right? So that is the thing. And if you want to see, for example, I am currently having my Windows, and my Windows, let me see, this is my Windows, this is a CMD of my Windows, right? And I am typing IP config here. So you can see that this is my IP config option, and my IP address is 192.168.1.7. So let me just try to ping this IP address through my Kali machine if I could, although I should be able to because I am directly connected. But let's see. Okay, ping 192.168.1.7. So I'm trying to ping this data, but I cannot ping this machine, right? I try to ping this, but I cannot. All my packets are going to waste because obviously my Windows Defender is up. Now let's see the Windows that is here, right? This Windows 7, this is also connected through the same network, right? So let me just take out the IP address of this particular machine as well. IP config, right? And the IP is 192.168.1.12, and let me try to ping this machine, right? So if I'm trying to ping 192.168.1.12, you can see the ping is in progress, right? So you can now see that the ping is currently in progress. That means that all the machines that are on Windows 7 currently, and all the machines that are Windows 8 or Windows 10 with their firewall or with their antivirus Defender off, or any kind of third party antivirus if you are having, your Windows could be scannable by hackers, your Windows could be hacked by hackers, right? So that is what I wanted to tell you when I was telling you about Windows Defender, right? So that is the thing. Okay, so let's say that this was our Windows 7 machine, and let me just scan the port. Okay, so 192.168.1.7, and if I'm typing this thing, so nmap scan will be working, and you can see that currently I'm having, okay, so this is 1.7, and 1.7 basically my machine got scanned. Which machine got scanned? My 1.7, basically my Windows 10 machine got scanned. So you can see that this is not having any kind of open port regarding my that port which could be hacked, right? So the port number that could be hacked by hackers is port number 445, right? But this is the port that is not basically giving you any kind of access. So let's say that let me just now scan 192.168.1.12, right? And let's see what happened if we scan our Windows 7 machine. So you can see it scanning into Windows 7 machine. It gave me this port number 445 because no firewall is being set up there, right? No Defender is working on Windows 7. So port number 445 is here, and obviously port number 139 is there, by which we will be directly getting into Windows 7 machine. We will be directly hacking into this particular port number, that is port number 445. The vulnerability lies here. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, so the screen is not freezed. I guess people are able to view, right? I am able to view my screen on YouTube as well, and directly here as well. I guess it's not freezed. Okay, so let me clear it again, and let me go ahead and create and or take an exploit. So how many of you remember there was an ransomware that happened in 2017 and that was called as WannaCry ransomware? कितने लोगों को याद है WannaCry ransomware? एक ransomware आया था and that ransomware was kind of a ransomware which hacked into all the machines, and obviously it encrypted the data of the people, right? So WannaCry ransomware was a ransomware which directly hacked, by which hackers were directly hacking into the people's machine, and they were encrypting the data and were demanding money, right? Demanding money in return of decrypting the data back, right? So we will not be going into encryption part, but let me tell you how that WannaCry ransomware was working. So that WannaCry ransomware was working in the way that it was not having this exe file, right? It would it's just directly have a connection. So let me just you know erase all these things. So it was directly having the connection, and basically the connection was something like it was having a reverse connection, but the reverse connection was directly making an exe file, right? So basically what happened was that it had this particular thing. The connection was going, obviously the connection was that connection. This is my hacking machine, let's say, right? And let's say that this is my victim here. Okay, so what happened was that, yeah, it was creating this connection, it was creating this particular connection, but while creating the connection, there was no particular exe that was made, right? The connection was first made, and this particular thing found port number 445 here. Let's say this is the port number 445, and through this port number 445, right, my request got into the machine, right? My request got into the machine, and my request when got into the machine, it created an exe file after going into my Windows, right? And then I got a reverse connection back to my IP address, right? And obviously I had a system set up on my IP address that whenever I'll be getting a reverse connection, that reverse connection would be shown by my Metasploit that this is the session and this is what you can do, right? So this was the whole scenario of going into this port number 445, right? So that is the thing. So now what I'll be doing, as I know that my Windows 7 machine is having this port 445 open, I would be just going on and I would be just creating this exploit that would be going here. So this is the work done by my exploit. Okay, so this is basically an exploit that is working currently to handle this port 445, right? And the below part is handled by my payload. Okay, so this is my payload and above is my exploit. What exploit that WannaCry ransomware used? It used Eternal Blue Double Pulsar. The name of that particular exploit is Eternal Blue Double Pulsar. So that was a name that was given to this particular exploit. So Eternal Blue Double Pulsar. So ये double pulsar attack जो है हम अभी करने वाले हैं, and we'll be seeing how we can use this Eternal Blue Double Pulsar for us, right? Because this Eternal Blue Double Pulsar is something that is able to get into the machine. So let me just go on with the same. Okay, so we'll be having this exploit. So let's say use exploit, and what exploit I want to use? I want to use the exploit as exploit slash Windows slash, let's say, okay, so exploit Windows SMB, and here we are having Eternal Blue. So this is my Eternal Blue Double Pulsar exploit, right? You can see the command and you can see that this is my Eternal Blue Double Pulsar exploit, right? It is possible to restore the terminal if I cleared it. No, it is not, right? So here we are having this particular thing. Okay, so pressing and enter, and now I can see that my exploit has been set. You can see the exploit that is here set, but my exploit has been set. I have to set a payload as well, right? So let's set a payload. What payload we need to use? We need to use the same payload because we still need a reverse connection, right? So let's use the same payload again. So set payload. What payload it was? Windows x64, and then we want to have, let's say, Metasploit only, and then we had reverse TCP, right? Done, and our payload has been set. When the payload and exploit both are set, you need to set up 2 to 3 more things. You have to set up the IP address of our victim, right? So we'll be just typing show options to get all the configurations. Done, and here I can see the options for my payload, and you can see the options for my payload are all set, right? The exit function has been already set, the L host has been set, that is my computer, my L port has been set, right? So basically we are having our host available here, that where here I have to just write the uh, IP address of our victim, and also we have to change this target architecture. x86 is used for 32-bit, we'll be using x64, right? Then we have to also change this WLMSEXE. See, I'm not doing anything on my own, everything is just written here. Name of the process to inject, right? Change to lsas.exe for x64, right? It just told me itself, I'm not doing anything on my own, right? So I'll be just changing it to lsas.exe because I am having a 64-bit Windows, right? So let's just set up these 2-3 options. Okay, so set target architecture. First of all, let's change it to x64. Done, right? It is now changed, as you can see here. Then we have to set basically the R host, right? Let me give the IP address of my Windows machine, 1.12. Okay, that is also set. Then we need to set process inject to lsas.exe. So it is also set, right? Now everything is set, and now what I'll be doing, I'll be using the same thing, and I'll be using the this kind of attack directly to get my machine, right? So if I just do show options now, it would be showing all the options, right? So you can now see that all the options are set here, and now I'll be just typing run or exploit, any kind of thing you can write. You can either write run or either write exploit. Press enter, and the payload have started injecting, the exploit have started working. And when the exploit have started working, it will be just launching this eternal blue. It will write a DLL file and send it to the victim's port number 445, and would get Metasploit session directly from the victim. What minimum PC configuration do I need for all this to run smoothly? You need at least 8 GB of RAM and a processor that is basically i3 above 5th or 6th generation, right? And then the RAM must be DDR4. And if you have a graphics card, a decent graphics card, that would work also well, right? So here you can see remote code executed 321, and obviously I got a Metasploit session here. So when I got this Metasploit session, you can see that I am connected to my Windows machine currently, right? What I can do, I can just check who am I, right? And you can, okay, so who am I is not supported here. Or I can just type pwd to print working directory, and you can see that I'm currently C Windows System 32, right? So currently I am having admin access to this particular PC, right? If I'm just doing something like let me just go to desktop, right? So cd c, now I'm in my desktop of my Windows 7 machine, and let me just go over to users, cd users, and let's just go over to Sanchay, right? And then we can go over to desktop, right? So here we are into this, and we can just do ls, and you can see no entries exist in Sanchay users, C user Sanchay desktop. So there is nothing on the desktop currently, obviously, so you cannot see anything currently. But if I just do, for example, I can upload any file, I could download any file. What I can just do, I can just type as for example mkdir to create some directories or folders. So let me create hi you have been hacked, right? So now you can see we are creating 5 folders, right? The first folder will be named as hi, the second will be named as you, then the third one will be named as have, then been, then hacked, right? So 5 folders would be there. Press enter, and you can see creating directories, and done. And here you can see coming on to Windows, now it have 5 folders, right? Hi you have been hacked, right? So that's how you can just see that how easy it is to hack into the Windows file. Also, what I can do, I can just go over and I can just check out the shell, right, or the help basically. And you can see what all I can do. I can just dump the passwords, what is the password of that particular Windows machine. I can get the system access, I can play any kind of file, I could just get the webcam or mic access, then I can get the keyboard or the mouse access, or I can just have a screen share, I can get the screenshot, right. I can suspend the machine, shut down the machine, kill the process, kill any kind of process, delete any kind of system file. I could do any kind of command in here, right. I could upload or download any kind of files here, right. And I could just take all these access, right. So that is the access given by Metasploit. So obviously Metasploit is full of options. What I can do, I can just type in shell to get command prompt of that particular Windows, and then there is a command called as net user, right. Or if I'm just doing this net user thing, right, I can see what are my users currently. So you can see I'm having the Sanchay as the user on my Windows machine, right. I'll be just typing net user Sanchay and a new password for this particular user. So let's say I'm giving a new password as password, and the command completed successfully. That means the password has been saved, right. So new password has been saved, और यहाँ पे मेरा काम हो चुका है. Okay, so that's how easy it is, right. So anybody of you who could not understand can ask the doubts right now, right. And if you have understood, type in with a yes, that yes, I understood this thing, right. Even what I can do, I can just go over here on Windows 7 and I can directly just go over, and if I just log off, right, let me just log off and disable this particular user. And obviously that disabling the user would also disable or switch off all the files or all the process, but still I am having the access, right. So you can just see that I'll be having the access, obviously. And also I could migrate to any of the other process or any of the other Windows process, that even if it gets fully shut down, I'll be still having the access. So you can see the previous password was 1234, and if I type 1234 here, it won't work, right. The new password is one password basically. So here it is how you can hack into Windows PC, right. Okay, so Ashu Kumar is saying no. What is your doubt? Please do ask. See, the point is no one is targeting you right now, but they okay. Sir, can we hack somebody's P2P payment? Peer-to-peer payment cannot be hacked. How do you open programs using remote access? I can directly just have this PS command here, right. Even see, I am having this particular thing. I am having this CMD, so I can just type notepad to open a notepad, CMD to or any kind of file to open that. Or I could just exit from here and use this process command, right, to execute the processes that are currently executing, to check out also, and check out, or also what I can do, I could just open any other new process with this PS command as well, right. So that is how easy it is. Can you please show how to open certain files on victim's PC? See, there are commands. For example, if I type in help now, you can see that for all the file options, there are the commands here, right? So you can see I can cat to read the content of any of the file. I can use CD to change the directory. I can use CP to copy any kind of file, del to delete the file, dir to list the files that are there, download to download any kind of file from that PC, right? Edit to edit any kind of file, right. So I can use all these commands to go with that particular thing, right. Exploiting an Android would be similar, but in case that in Android case, there are certain things that are very different, right. And we are having Android session in our bootcamp, right. If I download Kali Linux in laptop, will it hamper my laptop performance like in coding in VS Code? No, it would not. So can we copy the hacked system file on our computer? Yes, using the download command, right. How can we access their files? I already showed you. I tried to use Metasploit and wrote the whole thing. You use exploit. but it's showing failed to load module. What you can do if you're if it's showing that failed to load module, what you can do, you can go on with some other module. So let me just press exit, and what you can do, you can search for eternal blue, right? And you can see what is the thing that you are currently having. So I'm having this RCE as well, I'm having all these things as well, right? So you could use this thing as well, this also works fine, right? Although you could also use this auxiliary as well to check out if it's really compatible or not. Or if you're not having that thing now, if you are seeing the error again and then you are seeing that you are not having that particular eternal blue version, right, that I am currently having, you can download it directly from GitHub, right? Okay. So can net banking payment be hacked? Net banking payments can be hacked, but yeah, there are much possibility of higher protection in the payment gateways, right? Can we bypass Windows firewall? Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot, depends on what port you are using to bypass the firewall, right? Okay, so any other doubt, or we can just move forward? Okay, concept is clear, but commands we don't know at all. No issues, no issues. Just understand the concept, because these commands are the commands that you will be getting with experience, right? So that is the thing. Is Ryzen 5 sufficient? Currently, I am on Ryzen 5 third gen, so it's sufficient, obviously. How can we avoid getting hacked? Just have a firewall running, just have your defender running, have antivirus directly, and if you're into your Android, just don't go for using any kind of antivirus app. Android does not need any kind of antivirus app. Just check out your system, what it is doing, what applications are happening, like what are the permissions that you are giving to different applications. AMD Radeon 500, okay, Radeon 5th gen. Yeah, it would work. Okay, so let's go ahead with the same thing, right? Let me just tell you about the thing that I was just telling. It's already 7:10, and let me just show you what we are having for you guys today, right? So we are having many new things for today, and obviously we are having a boot camp that we are organizing for you people. I guess you people have understood the concepts, and if you don't have any doubt, right, you will be able to understand many things now in the boot camp, obviously, because this is the poster for official poster for the boot camp, right? And we'll be going on with many things in this particular boot camp, right? Now I want people, right, जिनको आज का सेशन समझ में आया, right, for the people only who got the session, right, and people who think that I got some value added into my life, right, please type in with some emoji, right, so that I can know that there is some value that has been added into your life currently, right? मतलब आप 1 घंटा पहले आए थे and you didn't know about these things and now you know, right? I really want to see how many of you got something today and how many of you are taking home the knowledge of these kind of things today, right? I would really request people to stop talking in the chats on Google Meet, right? Please, if you could stop the talking, there are 2 3 people who are talking continuously, right? If you want, you can just exchange your numbers, you can go over to your WhatsApp, right? You can talk there. This is a very specific app. WhatsApp is a very specific application for chatting, right? Not Google Meet. Okay, how do we get the IP address of victim? You have to gather the information, Bhakti, right? Okay, so let's move forward and let's see that what we are going to do in the boot camp, right? If the people who are here and the people who are really very good and who are really very good into this thing, and people who really want to go ahead in cybersecurity, and people who are very serious about ethical hacking and very serious about their future in ethical hacking. I only want those people to stay. All the other people could leave this meeting, and either you are on YouTube, either you are on Google Meet. If you are not serious about ethical hacking, and if you are only here that you want to learn you want to only learn social media hacking, और मैं अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड का इंस्टाग्राम कैसे हैक करूँ, वी डोंट नीड दोज पीपल, राइट. वी डोंट नीड पीपल जिनको सिर्फ वाईफाई हैक करके हैकिंग सीखनी है, राइट. वी डोंट नीड पीपल हु आर हियर ओनली फॉर हैकिंग फेसबुक अकाउंट्स. वी डोंट नीड पीपल हु आर हियर कि सर मेरे को फ़ोन हैक करना सिखा दो. वी डोंट नीड पीपल सर मेरा ये हैक हो गया मेरे को ये कर दो, ठीक है. वी नीड ओनली सीरियस पीपल हु आर वेरी serious about their cybersecurity career. Others may leave the meeting right now. Okay, so this bootcamp is for only the people that are very serious about cybersecurity, because we'll be starting with the session, right, जहाँ पर हमारे पास कोई टाइम का कंस्ट्रेंट नहीं होगा. We won't be having a constraint of content, because जो free sessions है that are limited by content and limited by time. But in hack and slash bootcamp obviously we go with 2-hour session daily, और हम 26 जनवरी से 30th जनवरी को, and there is also one special day, one surprise 31st January we'll be also having this bootcamp, the 6th day of this bootcamp, जिसके अंदर हम बहुत अच्छा बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक देखने वाले हैं, राइट. सो द प्राइस ऑफ दिस bootcamp is 499, and you can also get this thing for free, right. You can also get this thing for free, right, because यहाँ पे बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो होने वाली है, राइट. सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन द टॉपिक्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, देन वी कैन गो विद हाउ यू कैन गेट द सीट फॉर फ्री, राइट. So we will be having networking session on 26th January. People who are very new to ethical hacking and cybersecurity and have some curiosity after today's session and want to learn it fully can come into networking session and can directly join our networking session, because this networking session is the session where you will be learning all the basics of ethical hacking and cybersecurity, all the things that you need to learn. What are IP addresses, how to spoof them, what are MAC addresses, what is Wireshark, how you can track the packets, what is TCP packet, what is UDP packet that we just talked about, right, in Metasploit. So क्या क्या वो चीज़ें होती हैं, विल बी गोइंग इनटू दिस नेटवर्किंग थिंग, राइट. 27th जनवरी क्रिप्टोग्राफी का सेशन होने वाला है, जिसमें हम पासवर्ड ब्रेकिंग भी सीखने वाले हैं, एंड वी वुड बी लर्निंग हाउ टू क्रैक द पासवर्ड्स ऑफ वेरियस सोशल मीडिया पेजेस. वी वुड बी also there to learn what is SSL, what is John the Ripper, what are hashes, what are salts, विंडोज के पासवर्ड्स कैसे ब्रेक होते हैं या लिनक्स के पासवर्ड कैसे ब्रेक किए जाते हैं, राइट. वी वुड बी सीइंग ऑल दैट थिंग्स. 28 जनवरी बग बाउंटी हंटिंग पे हम लोग जाएंगे. बग बाउंटी हंटिंग इज अ सेशन दैट इज बेसिकली देयर, जो बहुत बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होता है, बिकॉज इन दैट बग बाउंटी आई विल बी टेलिंग यू हाउ आई गॉट द बग इन PVR's वेबसाइट and how I got the bug in Swiggy recently when I was just going into and seeing checking out the vulnerabilities. And obviously the OTP bypass जो आज की डेट में बहुत famous है in this January month, log4j vulnerability which got famous last month. We'll be talking about that particular thing. 29th जनवरी को हम VAPT की बात करने वाले हैं, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. And obviously VAPT के अंदर हम लोग क्या क्या देखने वाले हैं, VAPT के अंदर हम लोग बहुत सारी चीज़ें देखने वाले हैं, राइट. इसके अंदर हम लोग एंड्रॉयड हैकिंग कंटिन्यू करेंगे, एंड वी वुड बी गोइंग इनटू सम स्क्रिप्टिंग पार्ट एज वेल. 30th जनवरी विल बी गोइंग इनटू फिशिंग, स्पूफिंग, राइट, ऑब्वियसली, एंड क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, विच इज़ अ वेरी वेरी अपकमिंग डोमेन एंड अ वेरी एक्टिव डोमेन इनटू साइबर सिक्योरिटी इन कमिंग टाइम, राइट, इन कमिंग फ्यूचर. बहुत ज़्यादा स्कोप है इसका क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी का, राइट, एंड ऑब्वियसली विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. 31st January, the very first time we are having a session on dark web and anonymity in our bootcamp series. We are conducting this bootcamp series from September 2021 and will be going on to August 2022, right. एक पूरे साल 12 महीने का ये bootcamp series है, जिसमें हम एक साल में 2 बार मेगा bootcamps करते हैं, राइट. और लास्ट टाइम मेगा bootcamp हुआ था दिसंबर में. दिस टाइम द मेगा bootcamp will be happening in the जुलाई और जून और जुलाई, राइट. मेगा बूट कैंप का प्राइस भी सेम होता है, बट उसके अंदर आपको ऑफलाइन सर्टिफिकेशन आपके घर पे मिलते हैं. देयर आर गुडीज दैट वी सेंड टू पीपल, राइट. सो देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स दैट वी डू फॉर यू गाइज, राइट. सो दिस 499 वाला बूट कैंप इज नॉट अ मेगा बूट कैंप, दिस इज अ 5-day बूट कैंप, जहाँ पे आपको एक दिन डार्क वेब का एक्स्ट्रा मिल रहा है, जहाँ पे आप डार्क वेब के बारे में सीखने वाले हो. विल बी गोइंग ऑन बस्टिंग द मिथ्स, विल बी गोइंग ऑन, पीपल से दैट सर देयर इज अ Mariana's web, sir there is this thing, that thing. We'll be going on with लेवल 1, लेवल 2, लेवल 3, लेवल 4 क्या होते हैं डार्क वेब के अंदर, हम लोग जाके हर वेबसाइट पे देखने वाले हैं कि कौन से डार्क वेब की कौन सी वेबसाइट पे क्या क्या चीज़ें अवेलेबल होती हैं, राइट. So 2 hour session every day, starting from 26th of January going to 30th of January, 6 to 8 p.m. every day, right. And you will be getting recorded sessions for everything, right. अगर समझ में आया हो और इंटरेस्टेड हो, राइट, इफ यू पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड इन ज्वाइनिंग द बूट कैंप, वी हैव वेरी लिमिटेड सीट्स लेफ्ट. We don't have a large number of seats. We are having very, very limited seats left. And if you really want to go ahead with this thing, type in yes, I am interested. For the people who have not registered yet, I'm talking about those people, right. Type in yes, I want to join the bootcamp, or yes sir, yes आप type करो. Till the time you're typing, I am really excited to call Aditi over here, who will be telling you how you can get the seat for free, right. Over to you, Aditi. Let me see if she is here or not. Okay, I guess she is here. Okay, I guess there must be some internet connection issues in her device, right? No
Yes,
issues.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Just a second. Yes, there was a little issue.
no issues, no issues. Yeah. So, is it possible to hack iPhone? Yes, it is possible to hack iPhone if you have correct vulnerabilities present. Sir, is free VPN for normally visiting dark web can be harmful? Obviously, free VPN is harmful if you are visiting dark web. Don't use free VPN, right? So there are people who have said a lot of yes on YouTube as well and here as well, right. And if you people are genuinely, interested in bootcamp, really we are just going very, very limited with the seats, and obviously we need some quality people. And we really don't need people who are that sir, मेरे को सिर्फ यू नो अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड का वाईफाई हैक करना है तो उसके लिए, राइट. सो बूट कैम्प का लिंक यहाँ पर आई एम जस्ट सेंडिंग, so you can also just go ahead with the link and you can directly join the boot camp here in the link.
So is my voice audible to
Yeah, it's
everyone?
audible.
Okay. So yeah, we started off with the bootcamp series and year back. I mean, the last year because it's New Year, so it's kind of okay the last year. So yes, we started last year, and in September 2021 we had our first, the bootcamp for the 5 days, and we got such an overwhelming response from all the people who joined. And at that time, we just had 20 seats filled because we were like, okay, let's see what the kind of response we are getting. And few people from that boot camp also are there in this boot camp as well, right? उन्होंने पहले ही register कर दिया है. Why? Because they are so fond of the way our mentor teach, right? और शायद यहाँ पे बहुत सारे जने होंगे आज जिनके मतलब जिनको बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आया होगा और जिन्होंने पहले भी वेबिनार्स अटेंड कर रखे होंगे एथिकल हैकिंग साइबर सिक्योरिटी पे, बट उनको प्रैक्टिकली नहीं दिखाया गया होगा कभी, right? So moving forward about the bootcamp is as simple as learning the things deeply and for more hours than usual. So 2 hours का आपका डेली का रहेगा, 2 hours डेली रहेगा. एंड we are having the major topics because networking stands for the basis of ethical hacking in cyber security, and you guys are super lucky कि जो यहाँ पर beginners हैं and who are serious for ethical hacking and cyber security, they can directly access, मतलब उनका first day networking है जो कि basis है. एंड जितना ज्यादा strong foundation होता है किसी भी बिल्डिंग का वो उतना ज्यादा टाइम तक स्टे करता है ना. सो हियर इज द सेम कि अगर आपके बेसिक स्ट्रांग होंगे तो आप आगे जो भी सीखोगे, बग बाउंटी हो कुछ हो, वो आप बहुत अच्छे से कर पाओगे, राइट. फिशिंग, स्पूफिंग, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी और लास्ट डे जो डार्क वेब है, जो जिसके लिए बहुत सारे लोग बहुत ज्यादा फैसिनेटेड भी है और बहुत एक्साइटेड भी है उसके लिए, राइट. सो फर्स्ट टाइम हो रहा है ना हमारी कम्युनिटी में, एंड कम्युनिटी पीपल विल आल्सो बी ज्वाइनिंग. सो यू विल बी गेटिंग रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस फॉर 60 डेज. आपकी जो भी ईमेल आईडी है उस पर आपको रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस का एक्सेस मिलेगा, ई सर्टिफिकेशन प्रोवाइड होगा, एंड डिस्काउंट जो है, जो हमारा मेन कोर्स है एडवांस कोर्स, वो आप हमारी वेबसाइट पर विजिट कर सकते हो। इट्स फॉर 20,000 रुपीज एंड यू, आई एश्योर यू दिस थिंग कि आप लोगों को 50% ऑफ से ज्यादा ही उस पर मिलेगा इफ यू बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ द बूट कैंप एंड इफ यू आर सीरियस फॉर हैविंग दिस एज अ करियर, राइट। सो आपको 50% से ज्यादा उस पे आपको ऑफ मिलेगा, ठीक है। लास्ट इज पेड टूल्स आपको मिलेंगे। डिस्कॉर्ड पे हम लोग बहुत सारे पेड टूल्स डालते रहते हैं, बट ऑब्वियसली हु विल बी becoming the part of this boot camp, they are paying us something, they want more value from us, तो obviously उनके लिए हम ज्यादा पेड टूल्स जो और ज्यादा मतलब हम सारे नहीं डालते डिस्कॉर्ड पे, बिकॉज इट्स जस्ट फॉर फ्री फॉर एवरीवन, राइट। सो आप लोगों को और ज्यादा मिलेंगे एंड देन यू कैन रजिस्टर एट द लिंक वी हैव पुट इट ऑन द चैट बॉक्स। लास्टली हाउ यू कैन गेट दिस सीट फॉर फ्री फॉर 499, है ना, जो आपकी ये 499 की सीट है, इसको आप फ्री में कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हो? इट इज एज सिंपल एज क्रिएटिंग 2 रेफरल्स फॉर योर सेल्फ, since you are a person who is interested into the field of ethical hacking and cyber security, right? So आपके कुछ फ्रेंड्स भी होंगे ऐसे, है ना। मे बी यहाँ पर मैं आज ही डेटाबेस देख रही थी, तो आईआईटी बॉम्बे और आईआईटी केजीपी से ही बहुत सारे जाने हैं, तो वो आपस में भी मे बी फ्रेंड्स होंगे, है ना। सो इफ यू refer 2 people and they will be paying 499 for becoming the part of the bootcamp, you will get your seat for free, okay। सपोज आपके 2 फ्रेंड्स ने फिल कर दिया उस लिंक पे जो अभी हमने भेजा है चैट बॉक्स में, उस पे उन्होंने फिल कर दिया, ठीक है। तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको किसी भी एडमिन को मैसेज कर देना है, मेरे को या संजय सर को, आप किसी को भी मैसेज कर देना व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में से नंबर लेके, एंड जस्ट आस्क फॉर द सेम थिंग कि सर हमने 2 फ्रेंड से करा दिया है अमाउंट फिल एंड वी विल सेंड यू अ स्पेशल लिंक जो सिर्फ उन्हीं चैनलों के लिए है जो जिन्होंने 2 करा दिए हैं। तो इट विल बी लाइक इट्स अ स्पेशल लिंक फॉर द पीपल हु आर अवेलिंग देयर सीट फॉर फ्री। Am I clear at the point how you can avail it for free? 2 seats paid and the third seat will be free. Just type yes in the chat box if I'm clear at the point. Okay. Also, the seats are very less, as we already. How many times do you conduct bootcamp? It's a series basically. So where it's a series like 12 months तक लगातार होंगे, जनवरी फरवरी मार्च अप्रैल, बट ये सिंस सितंबर में चले थे तो अगस्त 2022 में लास्ट होगा। लास्ट थिंग इज कि बूट कैंप में टॉपिक्स रिपीट नहीं होते हैं, दैट्स व्हाई द पीपल हु अटेंडेड लास्ट ईयर इन दिसंबर और सितंबर, दे आर आल्सो जॉइनिंग द बूट कैंप ऑफ जनवरी, बिकॉज नो टॉपिक इज बीइंग रिपीटेड, राइट। हर बार टॉपिक्स अलग होते हैं और हर बार सब टॉपिक्स, अगर बाय चांस टॉपिक भी सेम है ना, तो सब टॉपिक तो बिल्कुल ही अलग होगा, है ना। सो दिस इज द मेन पॉइंट। Lastly, seats are very less as already told because 24th आज हो गई and we are aiming to close the registration today itself. बाय चांस अगर बहुत ज्यादा रिक्वेस्ट आती है तो सीट्स तो नहीं बढ़ाएंगे हम लोग, ये तो हमने फाइनली डिसाइड कर लिया है, बट हम लोग रजिस्ट्रेशन जो है वो मैक्सिमम कल तक रोक सकते हैं। तो इफ यू फील कि आपको अपने फ्रेंड्स को एनरोल कराना है एंड आपको अपनी सीट जो है वो फ्री में लेनी है, तो यू नीड टू डू इट बाय टुडे और टुमारो आफ्टरनून इटसेल्फ। सो अपने आप को एक टाइम बाउंडेशन में बाउंडेड रखो, है ना, और इस चीज को आज और कल तक में कंप्लीट करके तभी आपको सीट मिल पाएगी, राइट। एंड इफ यू फील दैट यू आर, आई मीन थोड़ा सा आपको सेल्फ डाउट लग रहा है कि मेरे फ्रेंड्स नहीं करेंगे या लास्ट मोमेंट पे डिच कर देंगे, तो आप ऐसा कर सकते हो कि आप अपने खुद का अमाउंट पे कर दो अभी, है ना, एंड वंस योर फ्रेंड्स पे द अमाउंट, 2 फ्रेंड्स अगर पे कर देते हैं तो आपका जो है वो रिफंड हो जाएगा, ठीक है। तो आपके वाली सीट जो है वो फ्री हो जाएगी, तो आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो। दिस इज द सेकेंड ऑप्शन। थर्ड इज, अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं ट्राई कर लूंगा लेकिन मेरे को 90% श्योरिटी है कि शायद मेरे फ्रेंड्स नहीं करेंगे, है ना, मतलब 90% है कि फ्रेंड्स नहीं करेंगे, मेरे इतने अच्छे फ्रेंड्स है ही नहीं, तो आप अपनी सीट आज या कल दोपहर तक कर लो रिजर्व, है ना। इफ यू आर सुपर सीरियस अबाउट द सेम, वी आर सेइंग इट वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली कि you need to reserve if you are serious about the same. And especially the bootcamp series was started for the self learners because सेल्फ लर्नर्स वाले जो एथिकल हैकर साइबर सिक्योरिटी वाले जो होते हैं वो बहुत अच्छे लेवल के होते हैं, है ना, जो कोई कोर्स वगैरह या वैसे करके करते हैं। तो सेल्फ लर्नर्स में आपको बहुत डीपली जाया जाएगा, और उसके बाद आप अगर सेल्फ प्रैक्टिस करोगे इन चीजों की तो आपको मतलब आप अच्छे लेवल पे पहुंच जाओगे, right? And if anyone is having any other doubt, just type in the chat box. And if you're not having any doubt, just type no or n in the chat box. गुड यूज ऑफ हैकिंग में आपका हैकिंग और साइबर सिक्योरिटी का गुड यूज जो होता है वो उसमें हो जाता है कि आपको नजर रखनी है जैसे दूसरे स्टेट पे, दूसरे स्टेट नहीं कंट्री पे, है ना, इंडिया पाकिस्तान का हो गया या कोई और फॉरेन हमारे अलाइज हो गए जिनका हमें डाउट लगता है। मेजरली तो यही आता है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कंट्री, है ना। इफ अ पर्सन पर्सन के केस में भी बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज जितना आप हैकिंग में डीपली जाते हो उतना आप अलर्ट होते जाते हो, एज पर माई पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस। बिकॉज जैसे होता है ना कि कोई जो है ना डिटेक्टिव है तो वो हर एक को अपना वो रखता है, हर एक पे वो सस्पेक्ट करता है, एवरी पर्सन इज सस्पेक्ट फॉर देम। सो ऐसे ही इसमें भी होता है कि यू बिकम मोर एंड मोर अलर्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स एंड यू एक्चुअली नो व्हाट कैन बी हार्मफुल टू यू and your closed ones and what cannot be. You can pay by PayPal, or yeah, you can pay from the other way, in the other way, who is not from India. On WhatsApp, do message us, any of the admins, and we'll tell you the amount in your currency. Okay, or either you can also convert that, but yeah, we'll tell you in your currency itself. So just type in the country you belong to or the city, whomsoever is from another country and want to become a part of the boot camp. Okay, so no more doubts. We can end up the session. Okay, you are from Cameroon. I have found a way to get a Netflix package. Sanchay, anything you would like to add up? I guess there are one or two doubts, so
No, I
if
won't.
you can
I
chat.
don't like to add up anything extra, right? Just that seats are left for the boot camp, and we need serious people over here, right? There are overall 80, 90 people, including the YouTube guys as well. So I really want you people, right? If you are really interested and really, serious about a cybersecurity thing, and if you really want to learn something good, right? Then you should enroll, right? Otherwise, people who are not serious about these things, obviously we don't need those people, right? That is the thing. So Rishabh, you can just go ahead with you know going on with the bug report, right? Write a bug report to Netflix uh, through HackerOne account, right? You may get a bounty for it. Okay, so let's end the meet, and thank you guys for joining the session, right? Tomorrow will be our last session that you can also see on your on a Discord channel, and our last free session basically, and that would be on social media hacking. So many of the people would be joining as it's a very hot topic. So let's meet you tomorrow, and let's meet you in the webinar as well. Sorry, in the bootcamp as well. Okay, thank you.